Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chazidas, and I'm here to talk about NLP. NLP has got different descriptions across the globe. Some people call it as study of human excellence. It's the way of transforming people, including your own self. It is how to of subjective experience. Now, what is the subjective experience? When I look at you, you become my object and I'm the subject, and vice versa. When I look at you, and what I frame in my mind and what I register may not be something what somebody else registers about you in their mind. This is exactly what I mean by subjective experience. So NLP is how to of subjective experience. Now, to understand the word better, let me explain what does NLP stand for. N means neuro, which talks about the nervous system. It talks about the information. How do you think about it? The word has come from the word neurology. L means linguistic. It stands for linguistic, which means language. The language which is used to communicate a message in whichever form you can understand. It could be in a way of emotion, could be in way of words, visuals. However, programming, it's the motivation to achieve a particular goal and the kind of process we work with them to go through a particular set of actions to achieve a particular goal. So a lot of these leaders within the corporate industry, we see that they have adopted this because they've seen a substantial change in terms of excellence. They've seen that having a desired goal to achieve is something that the leadership team needs to have focus on. So neuro is our neurology system, it's our nervous system. That is a channel which takes the information from the five senses. The information and the data which comes from the senses, the sensory organs, it records and translates it into a data. Now these data can be in a verbal and a non-verbal. It happens in your mind. It can be in a form of a picture. It can be through sound. It can be talking to your own self. So it's the language, it's a form of language. It's a code that we actually refer to. So if I take an example of a person holding a flower, and when he looks at the flower, what is he doing? He's actually picturizing the flower in his mind. So the flower is there in his mind. He could smell the flower. Is the flower close to him? He could feel the flower, of the stem of the flower, if it's soft or thorny, if it's a rose. He could even visualize that it's around. He could hear the wind rustling through the dry leaves. He could hear the birds chirping. He could hear nature so close to him. So what is he doing? He's taking in the data and the information and using the program to process it, to understand about it. In the same way, when the data reaches your mind, there's also something called values and belief within all of us. It tells us what is the kind of behavior we actually have. So our behavior depends on what is the emotion, what is it that we are interpreting and processing within ourselves. That helps us to communicate with the kind of behavior we are actually showing into a particular emotion. So within the corporate, if I relate it to, now this behavior helps us to build strategies and actions around it. Now the other thing what I can also say is, for example, a dog and a man. If the dog may not be, so a dog is standing in front of the man, the dog may not be very ferocious, but the man starts running away from the dog. Now what is happening is, when the man looks at the dog, he thinks that he is afraid of the dog and he has to run away from the dog. So he starts running away from the dog. He's scared of the dog. So a behavior a lot of times may not always be appropriate. So NLP enables us and helps us to change and improve our behavior. So it is very imperative that we need to hear and understand our minds and what our mind is speaking to us. It's very important to hear our mind at times. So there's something that it's been always coming to us, which is said like, how do I use the language of mind to achieve our specific and desired outcome? Now, have you ever managed to remember the last time you have achieved a goal and you have gone like on top of your voice and said that, yeah, I've done it. And it was the best win of your life. And you want to repeat it again. Exactly the same manner, using the same spirit, the same energy, the same strategies, the same actions, everything the same way. Do you remember it? Could you do it again? Could you replicate it? Can you translate that to me? Now that is where NLP helps you. NLP helps you to model your own actions of the past for the future. NLP is about understanding your own self and your own excellence. It helps you to understand the structure of your own excellence. That's the best part of this. It tells you how to do it. It doesn't only tell you what to do, but it tells you how to do it. Now, when you master in one task of your life, one area of your life, you can master in other areas of your life also. So that is what NLP helps you. So Richard Bandler, who is the co-founder of NLP, said, and he called it and said that NLP is an attitude of want to and curiosity about what one wants and how he wants to improve his behavior and communication. So, what I would like to say at the end is, NLP is all about improving behavior and communication. So we are here. Please do reach out to us for any details. Thank you.